smoked in fucking the first round, then
he's got a chance.
No. It's just going to be a crappy fight, probably.
Oh.
You're going to see Cain Velasquez just... Well, actually, I can't say that. I have never watched a Cain Velasquez fight that wasn't entertaining.
There you go.
So, I take that back. Cain Velasquez versus Travis Brown is going to be an entertaining fight, but it's not... it's not UFC 200-esque. Yeah. But I understand they're trying to work up a big thing now for New York because the UFC is going to New York, so...
Yep. Advertisement.
So they're trying to bring a big card there at the Garden, and I don't blame them. It's going to be big.
Oh, yeah. It's huge for the state.
Well, it's huge for the sport because Madison Square Garden New York has some of the best fighters. They got Frankie Edgar. They have John Jones. They have Dennis Bermudez. They got a lot of people. Yeah. Just a lot of all that. Well, GSP's not that far away. He's only 6 hours away driving. So they got fighters, and they got. GSP though. I don't know. I don't know what to say about GSP. He's my favorite fighter of all time, and I don't want to quit talking about him. But every time I get my hopes up to see him fight, he reminds everybody that he's retired or that he's taking a break or whatever.
Oh man, that's poop.
Well, it is what it is. He says that he's beaten everybody, and he's not wrong. So he's one of the only ones who went out of the sport on top with the belt, and a lot of the fighters think that he shouldn't come back because he's got the legacy of legacies.
He's got nothing left to prove.
Well, he's the only one who's bowed out as champion, walked out on top. And you can say he lost to Johnny Hendricks, but the judges say otherwise. So, in the record books, he won that fight, no matter how you cut it. It might not have been the best fight of the year, and it might not have been the greatest thing to watch because as a GSP fan, I thought he lost the fight too, and that sucks. But he didn't. So
didn't matter
whatever.
what you as a fan
thinks,
right?
Didn't matter when thank God he didn't. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like a Floyd Mayweather judge. What?
He may have lost, but he won. So all right, awesome. I'll take that. And the judge. That's another thing that's wrong with MMA is the judging. Is a lot of these fights. They'll go to the judge's decision, and the guy who won the fight will walk away the loser, and that's not right.
I can understand being a champion
and everybody to go back to that New York thing. In my previous podcast, I said something about Rosie O'Donnell's brother, and I meant every word I said.
Still haven't looked up his name yet?
Not worth it, man. Not worth it. But hey, Rosie O'Donnell then posted a thing saying how she supported the UFC move, the MMA move to New York City, and that's awesome. That she supported it. But your brother can go eat a dick, and I don't care if he's a homosexual and enjoy it. Then he can go eat a pussy if that's the thing that he doesn't want to do. Because I guess he's a flaming homosexual.
He can do both at the same time.
Yeah, you can go. You can go get sodomized by somebody. I don't know. Anyway, and I don't know. Actually, like I said, open challenge. Meet me in the octagon. I'll show you what MMA is, and I won't give it to you all nice and cleanly, like you hope, like you said, gay porn shit. But I guess there was people that were even worse than him, saying even worse things. One dude said that, I guess he was a black dude, I don't know.
So his name wasn't Trump then?
I don't know what his name was, and I don't care. None of these people I care about because I live in California, and we're way ahead of the game. Fuck you, New York. Because we're here, and we already had MMA. And you guys are barely catching up. And I don't even mean fuck you, New York. I mean fuck you to the people who run your state.
Laws, yeah.
And if you guys voted them in, what the fuck were you guys smoking? I guess either that or what weren't you smoking? Because apparently your state is so far behind in so much stuff. I mean, when it comes to MMA, if what is going on in your city, when it comes to MMA, reflects what's going on in your state, I so feel sorry for you guys, because I thought Californians had it bad. Apparently,
we do in different aspects.
Apparently, we are a step ahead of the game. Because wow, a dude was comparing cage fighting to what people used to do back in the day in plantation fighting, having two black dudes go at it for until somebody, I guess the only thing that I could compare it to is Django. You've seen Django?
Mm-mm.
You suck.
I ain't seen anything.
It's okay. I just can't believe it. And yeah, like I said, all those things that I said last week, I still mean
every word. But
I'll get off my pedestal, and I left you with no time.
You can give your. It's all right. Your high horse was just a little anxious today. So
I'm sorry, bro. What happened in Walking Dead?
Well, not much. I feel like we're being way too spoiled. We ain't lost a main character in what it seems like forever. And if I told you guys last week that Carol ran away, then, even if I didn't, if you're a Walking Dead fan, you should already know this. Everybody went looking for her, and that's when people die. I was surprised again. Nobody really died. The biggest part of the episode was the four of them: Daryl, Michonne, Glenn, and Rosita were all together, and Daryl was trying to be convinced by all three of them to stay, and then he took off. Rosita follows him, and the next thing you know, Dwight and the rest of his 3 or 4 buddies catches Glenn and Michonne, has them tied up. The episode ends with Daryl and Rosita trying to get him, and Daryl's either shoulder or head getting blown off by Dwight. So I believe Denise Huth, one of the co-executive producers, told us that next week in the season finale that we would see Daryl's fate. We'd figure it out. But there was a lot of blood there, man.
Was there? There will be blood.
I don't know. I was asleep. And it's raining.
Awesome.
But next week's 90-minute episode, and we're supposed to be getting introduced.
One more week left.
To Negan.
On WrestleMania Sunday. What takes precedence?
Oh, man, what a fucking huge day. What a huge day. I can't wait. And Agent Jay is going to take a break real quick.
I was dying. Sorry about that, guys.
Not much on The Walking Dead. I'll have a lot for you for the finale, I'm sure, though.
So, another week down in hockey. Tell me something.
My Sharks still suck. My dad said something about Chicago's predicted at this point to win it all. I wouldn't doubt that their dynasty's built. But they haven't gone back-to-back yet. They're a little bit like the Giants, except for 3-6 seasons instead of 3-5.
We cut off last week
with the LA Kings, I believe.
Yeah, as far as ESPN said, as of last week, I haven't looked it up this week because I'm gonna look it up. That's gonna be one of our things that we do every Thursday. I'm gonna do a new segment where I do the ESPN power rankings for all of our sports, and I'm gonna
at least the ones going on.
Right now. The ones going on.
So right now, basketball, hockey,
and basketball, hockey, baseball is gearing up. And I guess they even have a power rankings for MMA, so that's year round. So
that's badass.
I'll be able to do that one. I'm looking forward to that. Finally, I get to do it. So let's just do this one. This was last week's segment that got cut off.
Friday ended with the number 2 LA Kings.
It's no, they're number 1. But I'm gonna go through it again.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it again as of last week.
That was the Washington Capitals.
as of last week, San Jose Sharks, number 10. Go.
They're probably out of it this week. They've been on a bit of a losing streak. They stink.
They're out of the playoffs, you think?
Not necessarily. They're going to be in the playoffs, but they're backing in. They need to make some adjustments. Mark-Edouard Vlasic, best defenseman on the team, at least defensively. He's hurt, and you could really tell. Simple shit. I'm a Sharks fan, so it's easy to talk about him. Go ahead.
Number 9, Tampa Bay Lightning.
They got Steven Stamkos, man, one of the best goal scorers in the world, arguably second best behind either Alex Ovechkin and or Sidney Crosby. If he's healthy, they've got a chance. Ben Bishop, one of the better goalies in the league too, probably top 5. They just need key players or key role players around them to stay healthy too. They got a chance.
Number 8, Philadelphia Flyers.
I believe they're right on the outside of the Eastern Conference, or not the outside, just on the inside, looking out, like at the 8th seed, wild card spot. I don't know, Claude Giroux. There's a few other guys on there. Jakub Voracek, if they're healthy, they got a chance. All I know is they took the 8th seed from the Red Wings recently, and the Red Wings got 23 years in a row, the 23 seasons in a row that they've been in the playoffs.
Number 7, Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, I can tell you as of this week, that's probably a little bit better if they were predicted to go to the finals and repeat this season. Patrick Kane having one of the best seasons of any forward in the last 2 or 3 decades, from what I've heard. And ironically, before the season started, he was in court getting all kinds of stuff going on, accused of raping some girl. So you think that actually helped him mentally. Good for you, Patrick.
Number 6, Dallas Stars.
I think we talked about this a little bit before, or at least I did. Tyler Seguin's hurt, so I don't know. I saw him beat the Sharks, and Nemo looked good against us, little bastard. If Tyler Seguin's healthy and they get some chemistry back when the playoffs start, they got a chance, but I don't see him getting past the conference finals.
Number 5, St. Louis Blues.
They got a few young guys, too. Vladimir Tarasenko. Goalie Brian Elliott, I think, had back-to-back shutouts against us coming back from injury. They're another team that they might be facing the Stars in the Western Conference Finals, but actually Blackhawks will probably be there, so I don't know, second round.
Number 4, the Anaheim Ducks.
They started out the season real horrible, so if they're at number 4 right now, they're a team I could see hosting the West in the finals, but I wouldn't count on it.
Number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Evgeny Malkin's hurt, but they got the best player in the world that's skating at the moment, and that's Sidney Crosby, so they got a chance of winning a cup every year as long as he's healthy.
Number 2, the Washington Capitals.
They're a team that looks very, very, very promising in the regular season, but I don't know if they got the leadership to win a cup. I really don't. They're having one of the best regular seasons. I'm sure they're the best regular season their franchise has ever had. But I don't know. We'll see how it comes when the playoffs get here.
Number 1, the Kings of Los Angeles.
I hate them, but I respect them. They're great, man. Drew Doughty's the beast. One of the best, if not the best defenseman in the league. I think him or Brent Burns of the Sharks are going at it for the Norris Trophy as best defenseman in the league. Or maybe Eric Carlson of Ottawa Senators. But they got guys like Anze Kopitar, who's up there as one of the better all-around players in the league, too. Top 3, top 5. There's no reason why they don't win a third in 5 or 6 years, just like the Blackhawks did, and build on a dynasty that's already somewhat put into place.
There you go.
They have a pretty good chance. But with 1 minute left, there's not much to talk about basketball except for Warriors.
Warriors, and let's go Spurs. But I want to give this last minute, though, to thank some people who have made it easier for us to do our podcast when it comes to information-wise and things like that, and makes it easy and possible for us to get out to you guys twice a week for free. Thank you to IMDb for doing a lot of the groundwork. Thank you to Spreaker for making it possible for us to podcast and have our own little radio station and things of that nature. Thank you to ESPN for all the facts that you provide. MMA Junkie for all the facts that you guys provide. Billboard, thank you.
Last but not least,
IMDb and everybody else and all of our fans, thank you.